All right. So, yeah, I'd love to do like a Christian centric stream. And I think for me, what that looks like is I play games and I'll talk about Jesus. I'll talk about the Bible. I'll talk about the world. And just not, just not hide the fact that I'm a believer and how that impacts my beliefs and behavior and how that, how I see that impacting the world at large and the world around me. And just let it be like a hangout kind of commentary slash spiritual observation slash guidance kind of thing. I guess I don't know. I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. But I'll say this: September 10th, the day Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and I wasn't like a huge fan or anything. I didn't really know his arguments. I'm so sorry about this. I didn't really know his arguments because I just never really listened to a ton of them. I watched videos here and there, and I think the unfortunate thing in his field is that um, what he was doing, regardless of his faith, which I do believe he had, um, the unfortunate reality is like he's still in the political arena. I'm not saying God can't work there. God absolutely can work there, and he did work there, and he is working there. And you can see that reverberating throughout the world right now. Really, and a bunch of nobodies like me are popping up, basically, and just trying to say something and do something. Yeah, I didn't really know the guy. Knew of him. I know he was. I knew he started like a political movement, more or less. But it's clear to me that his faith kind of came before that, and maybe he had some bad moments. But just something about what happened, and the way I kind of put it was like it was like the last domino falling over, basically. In the last 10 years, I personally have seen enough stuff. I'll just keep it vague for now. I've seen enough stuff to where that to me it was like, okay, the culture has officially revealed itself for what it is on every side, so to speak. But I'm not special. I'll just say that I'm not particularly special. But I just felt called to do something. I've felt this for a long time here, like in this space, just to do something. I've been serving at Lux Digital Church for a few years now, and I really have a heart for people. I really, I want to serve people. I want to love on people, and ultimately, I want that relationship that I have with them to be good enough to where it reflects Jesus and it makes them want to go and meet Jesus some way, somehow, whatever that looks like. Ultimately, that will lead towards a confession of faith and reading scripture and prayer and all this stuff. Ultimately, that will happen because it's just part and parcel of being in a relationship with God. Like he's not physically in the room with me, but he is still here. So you know, it's just how it is. So that might sound kind of weird to some people. Weird to me for a long time, if I'm being honest. But I don't know. You just kind of get used to it. But anyway, I want to do something. So for me right now, it's just hopefully once or twice a week I can just pop on here for an hour or two and just hang out, take prayer requests, talk about stuff that pops in my head, and try to steer people in the right direction. Because right now there's a lot of volatility in the culture, understandably so, and it's not good. It's It's not good for anybody. Um, that's what you know. That's what the devil wants. He wants us at each other's throats. He wants us at each other's throats for the littlest things, the dumbest things. And he wants to do it all while pretending like, or all while making it seem as if he has nothing to do with it, more or less. And he doesn't have 100% of the blame, but he's got a percentage, and we take the rest of it. So don't fall for the lies. Don't fall for the baits to hate your fellow human being. Forget your fellow American. Just don't have hatred in your heart for anybody on this planet, because that is how you get to really bad places. Once you have hatred, here's what hatred is. Hatred, and I'm sure it has some weird cultural differences or definitions, I'm going to say. But what it is ultimately is it's an excuse to destroy. That's what it is. But hatred is just a way to say this is a thing that is disgusting, therefore I and or everyone around me will be happier with it gone. That's what it is. I don't think it gets any more precise than that, basically. So, anyway, I want to. I've been wrestling with my own heart since that happened, and like what my attitude should be towards violent people, people who worship death. And the answer I've sort of come to is something like, Jesus says, and I'm, paraphrasing because I suck at quoting scripture, but he says, if a man sues you for your shirt, give him also your coat. He says, if a soldier gives you his pack and says carry it a mile, carry it 10 instead. He says that there's no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's brother. You could also just say for anybody. So yeah, all that being said, I think my response has to be put love out there into the culture as much as I can, as little as that is, or as big as that is. I'll let God be the judge, the decider of that, and just let this be a place where believers, non-believers, whoever can just show up, ask questions, troll. I don't care. You can troll me. It doesn't matter to me. It's not gonna upset me. Just whatever, and just let this be a place where Jesus can shine, and just kind of be bold about that. And all I'm offering here is a relationship with God, a relationship with me, just love. Yeah, it's kind of where my heart's at. I love everybody in here who will come in here. I have hate for no one in my heart. No matter how much they hate people like me, or want people like me dead, or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. It was really easy for me to flip the switch and say it's go time. But and this, to me, this is evidence, as like a reason to check out the Bible, check out Jesus. Praying through it pulled me back. I'm not an angry, combative person. So when something like that happens, a lot of people like me, I think sometimes we're felt like it feels like we've been pushed into a corner, or like we're going to be pushed into a corner, and we want to like prepare for that in a worldly way. And here's the thing: God's kingdom is not of this world. It doesn't operate the same way. We can't the followers of Christ cannot respond in a way that the world expects them to respond. It's not effective. It doesn't work. I don't think that's a thing that can really be argued if you just look at history. So, yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. Sorry, it was like a long talk. I've been talking for like, geez, it's already been 20 minutes. Sorry about that. Let's hang out for a bit and get some bizarre.